hello. Couch Beers Nation, are you there?
Clap,
are you reading us
clap
loud and
once
clear?
if you hear us.
I don't know how to clap. I only have one hand free. Oh wait, we both opened our beers already.
Well, then we can edit. We can do something. Magic.
We'll fish it in. Nice.
What is
Did I
up?
say episode 23? Episode 23.
Oh wow, 2-3. That's like a Michael Jordan number, right?
Mm-hmm. It's our Jordan episode. It means it's got to be a good one. All right. So, just recap from last episode. We had Super Bowl predictions. Do you remember who you picked and what score you said? I have it written down.
Did I say 24-18? I almost said Lions. And then I almost said Matt Stafford. Rams over Bengals.
That was really close. 24-17.
Is that what I said? Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And the final score was 23-20. Rams. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But did Matt Stafford get 3 passing touchdowns? I don't know if he did.
Don't think so. The one kicker tied the record, I think, that I was talking about.
For touchdowns?
Yeah, the kicker touchdowns. Yeah.
Sweet. What was your predictions? Were you...
I took the opposite pick.
Just
Bengals,
to be a contrarian
31-30.
or what?
Yeah, just to be contrarian. So there we go.
Wow, well...
You're right. I'm wrong.
I don't know. I was wrong, technically. I mean, I just picked who was right or correct. Who won.
It's true. Honestly, I probably would have picked the Rams. So I wanted to win.
Okay, on this topic of Matt Stafford real quick.
Yeah.
Did you hear about all the backlash?
Because he was like drunk AF and didn't help that lady that fell.
Okay, I watched the video. Even if you, like, it doesn't matter if you were drunk or not. That's really not an excuse for not helping someone. Like, I feel, like...
Well, he might not have even realized what happened. Because if you listen to his, like, speech, he was just rambling. He was so drunk.
But did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the
video.
video.
Gal, like, literally just disappeared. And he just, like, you see him, like, straighten up. And then, like, completely, like...
Was he, like, watching it happen?
Yeah, he, like, was, like, facing her. And she fell off the thing. And he just kind of, like, oh... And like did a 180, and then his wife is like, "Oh my god!" Like,
that's
it
hilarious.
Looked really, really bad. And I mean, and then someone's like, "Oh, he was just really drunk." And I was like, "I don't know. I feel like even if I was really drunk, I wouldn't just like pretend I didn't see her." I don't know. It was really, really bizarre. I encourage everyone to give me their thoughts.
I will find the video right now, and I'll give you my live reaction. What do I search on YouTube?
Matt Stafford ignoring fallen woman. I don't really.
Matt. She was a photographer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I literally typed Matt and the first one, Matt Stafford. The second one, Matt Stafford, photographer, falls.
There you go.
All right. This is like a...
Give us a play-by-play while you're watching it.
This is like a news report. Okay, here we go. Here's a 30-second clip.
Fall during the Rams rally yesterday. You can see Kelly Smiley standing on the stage, taking a picture of quarterback Matthew Stafford and his wife. You can see she falls.
Okay, that is pretty bad.
It's bad, yeah.
She falls over. He turns and looks right at her, makes a face like, "Oh my gosh, that just happened," and turns and walks away.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
I love Matt Stafford, but after seeing that, I was like, "Come on, dude!" It's not that I don't love him, but it's like
that was worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so I was like, "It's probably blown out of proportion." And I watched the video, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Like
maybe it's not.
So if anything, it shines a greater light on his wife. Like, good for her.
Yeah,
for being a nice person.
I feel like a lot of athlete wives have to be like that, where they're like, their husbands are gone all the time, and they just have to take care of everything.
Oh,
because like they're focused on training and like preparing for games. They don't really have time to like take care of getting groceries and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. At first, when you first started that statement, I was like, they have to be good at being good people. Like they're the PR of the spouse. But no, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Matt Stafford.
Share your thoughts, everyone. Maybe Tim's wrong. Maybe
I'll link the
I'm
video
wrong.
in the description.
Below.
Down below.
Okay.
So, we also talked about I was going to Hawaii on a little vacay.
Oh,
with
yeah.
my lady.
I
So,
forgot.
I'm going to give you... I wrote down a few things. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can't
So,
believe I didn't even say anything.
I made some observations while I was there, things that surprised me and things I thought you might find interesting.
In Hawaii or about
Yes.
Hawaii or just...
In general. Yeah.
Okay.
About Hawaii, in Hawaii, things I noticed.
Okay.
So, in Oahu, at least, which is where Honolulu is, so it's like the most populous island. It's not the biggest one, but it's the one with the most people.
Okay.
All the police cars have lights on top that are like permanently bright blue. So like they're always on.
Uh-huh.
So you always know what car is a cop car. And I thought that was cool. Because then like you talked about how people think you're a squad car because you have the police interceptor light.
Yeah.
So they always like slow down and stuff. Never would happen in Oahu because you don't have the blue lights. Isn't that weird?
Is there a reason behind it?
I don't know.
Is it like baby blue lights that are always on? Or
No,
is it
they're like bright blue.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is. Maybe I almost said it's a cultural thing, but
Yeah, I don't know about a cultural thing, but yeah, I saw that and I'm like, that's pretty cool because then you know which cars are cop cars.
is that like so you can say help me, or is that like hey, I'm gonna drive?
I don't know.
nice
Should I
around
look it up right now?
Yeah, well, I can while you go with your next bullet.
No, that's fine. I'll look it up because I want you to be prepared to ponder and think on
Okay.
my other points. Okay, let's see. Oahu. This is fun. This is like a deep dive into Tim's mind. How does he Google things? Police, blue
Keywords. That's how I Google things.
lights.
Matt
Why do
Stafford,
Hawaii police
photographer.
have an obvious bright blue light on their car? Although it varies from state to state, here's the reason for blue lights. Officially, the color allows what? This doesn't make sense. This color allows that emergency vehicles to pursue. You will see them on state troopers' vehicle, often with no red lights, because this is what they do.
That must be translated from Hawaiian into English.
His name is Dennis Clinton.
Definitely from Hawaii.
I don't think that this Dennis Clinton guy understood what this person was asking. He's clearly never been
Well,
to
and we're
Hawaii.
talking specifically about Hawaii because I don't know anywhere else in the United States that has a constant blue light on. Unless I guess I'm not well traveled, but
Okay,
I'm
this
enough
is, so
traveled.
this guy, Tim Dees, retired cop and criminal justice professor from the Reno Police Department. I'm guessing you mean police emergency lights, not sirens. Some states use only blue lights for emergency vehicles. Some use only red, and some use a mix of the two. In some cases, blue lights are reserved for law enforcement vehicles, and red are for fire and EMS. Okay, so that tells me why it's blue, but it doesn't tell me why they're always on. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. It was like literally one of the first things I noticed. I'm like, what the hell?
Even during the day, huh?
Yeah, they're very bright. They're very noticeable.
Interessante.
Yep.
Maybe they have to be. Okay.
That's true. Okay. Another thing I noticed. You're always throwing up the shaka, right?
Wait, what?
Hang loose.
What did you call it?
Shaka. That's
Shaka?
what it's called.
Is it? That's
Yeah.
what it's called? Okay, cool.
I swear I've heard you say shaka, brah.
I've never said that.
Oh.
Never heard that.
I don't
but
know.
Hang loose, I've heard that
Yeah.
a time or two, and I condone that.
That is a real thing. I
Hang
thought
loose?
it was like a stereotypical thing.
Hang
No,
loose?
like everyone does it. Yeah.
Shaka or hang loose?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very common.
I thought it was a stereotypical thing, but like we're driving down the highway going up the coast and there's construction workers, give them a little wave, they throw up the shaka. Yeah. And
Why do you call it the shaka? I don't like that.
that's what it's called.
I think that's what that's called.
No, SHAKA. Shaka.
What does it mean? Is that
I actually
hang
looked
loose
this
in
up while we
Hawaiian?
were there. Why it's called shaka. It's like a really long story. Basically, this dude worked at some kind of plant, and he would always wave at everybody. And then in an accident, he got his like 3 middle fingers cut off and started like driving the train. And I'm not joking. This is
I want to know the story now. I don't.
So he's driving the train, and these kids would always try to hop on the train. And part of his job was to like try and deter these kids to not get on the train. So he'd be like waving his arm out the window at them. And the kids started doing the shaka sign to be like, coast is clear. Conductor guy's not around. We can hop on the train. So they'd like throw up the shaka to their friends. Be like, it's all good, bro.
Was a guy named like Damien Shaka? Is that why
no?
It's called
It's actually
that, or?
named after someone else, but it's like
Who?
I don't.
Dane Cook?
No, it was like some politician that like from Hawaii that was doing it. That
Mahalo.
I don't know. This is like the most pointless answer because I don't know the whole story, but
You got the gist. You like
I got
spark
the gist.
noted it and
Yeah,
just
that
kind of
was-
filled in the blanks.
correct.
Cool. Okay. Well,
If you're really curious, look it up. But-
so wait, did it originate in Hawaii?
Yeah.
So they have trains in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay. Or conductors at least.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that you say that, I don't remember seeing a train. Like any train tracks or anything. And
Well,
we
I mean-
drove around Oahu and the Big Island. I don't remember seeing any train tracks. I could be
Do you
wrong.
speak Hawaiian? Okay.
I
Is
speak
Hawaiian its own language?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why like all the like Hawaii, that's a Hawaiian word. Mahalo is a
yeah.
Hawaiian word.
Mahalo. What does
Aloha.
that mean?
Mahalo means like people use it for lots of things, but thank you mostly.
Dope.
They're like mahalo for wearing your mask.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
You got to do it like a surfer dude.
Yeah.
I guess, right? Okay. Okay, so police blue lights, conductor lost his fingers in a plant accident, and kids made fun of him by saying its coast is clear.
Yeah, I don't think they were making fun of him. That's just like their sign language. That's what they were using.
Mahalo. Oh, going into like fingered stories. You ever...
Okay.
So you ever see? I've seen it in British movies. So it's like peace, you know.
Yeah. 2 fingers.
But you go like, I mean, if you can see what I'm doing, dictate what I'm doing.
You're like your fist is pointed towards you and you're throwing your 2 fingers.
It's like peace sign, but toward you, and then you're
like
thrusting up very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
So, do you know what that is?
Is that like FU?
Kind of. But do you know the origination story?
No.
The origination story, from what I remember, is, well, I'll say it was from, I think, Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz. It was a British movie with Simon Pegg.
Okay.
And he goes, and he does the upward peace thing toward you and says, jog on. And I'm like, that's funny. What does that even mean? You know, obviously it means like up yours or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, what does it mean?
Yeah.
So what I found out, I did some research. The British folk do that. They used to do that in the Frenchies back in like the olden times because the British would capture French soldiers or archers,
Yeah.
and they'd pull back the bow with those 2 fingers, and their punishment would be slicing off those fingers. So then
Really?
their insult for the Brits would be like, we got our fingers,
Yeah.
you don't got no fingers.
Huh.
So anyway, jog on. That's what that, I don't know, that's the origin story that I know about that. Maybe it's wrong, fact check me, but I bet I'm factual here.
So jog on is like get out of here.
That's,
right?
yeah, that's like,
It's like kick
F
rocks.
off. That's, yeah, kick rocks
Yeah.
in British form.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry, I sidestepped.
No, it's all good. Okay. Next thing I noticed,
Mahalo.
everyone is super nice. Like it was kind of amazing. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like every person you interacted with seemed like they loved their life. Like everybody that worked at restaurants, everybody you walk past on the beach. We went to the first full day we were there, we went on a hike kind of like through the forest and rainforest and up to a waterfall and stuff. Every person we passed, they're like, "Good morning. Good morning."
Were they from Hawaii or were they Minnesotans?
Both.
Okay.
Both, yeah. Minnesotans. Actually, funny story about that. We went to the Kona Brewery, and did like a brewery tour. There was 8 people in our group. 6 of us were from Minnesota. In the 8-person group. Isn't that weird?
I mean, when you say it to a Midwesterner, it almost doesn't sound abnormal, but I think I'm not super well traveled, so I don't know. I feel like, is that a Midwestern thing? That's a question. So yes, I do think that's crazy. Let me answer that. But yeah. I think I'm so used to seeing someone like it's like I think, is that the community theorem, whatever you call it?
Yeah.
Where like people always try to find something that connects them.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in England, it's like, oh, like you're from the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, or you're from Canada, you're from North America. Oh, like you're even if you can't find something, you try to find something. So you're like, the map gets bigger.
Yeah. That's funny that you say that, because the other couple that was there, like in our group that was not from Minnesota, were from Seattle. And like when I think of like other cities in the US that are very similar to like Minneapolis and St. Paul, I think of Seattle.
Have you been
that area? Yeah. I've been to Seattle a bunch. I really like it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was funny. Like one of the other Minnesota couples, they were like, this is such a Minnesotan activity, going on a brewery tour.
So is that exclusive to Minnesotans, or is that just what Minnesotans do?
I would say it's not exclusive to Minnesotans, but that's like a very Minnesotan thing to do.
I agree.
We also, I wasn't even going to share this, but we went to
sex shop.
The Kona Brewery has like their actual brewery, their original place in Kona on the Big Island.
Oahu.
No, the Big Island's actually called Hawaii.
Okinawa. Oh.
it's called Hawaii, but
Hawaii Island. That sounds kind of dumb.
So everybody calls it the Big Island. So
that's better.
You can like differentiate between the actual island and like the state with all the islands. Anyway, so they have their brewery, and then they have like a tap room on Oahu, right by Honolulu.
The second biggest island.
I don't think it is the second biggest.
Third.
I'm not sure. It's got the most people, but
most popular.
So we had beer flights at both the brewery and the tap room. We tried every single beer that they had. So I have the definitive ranking of every Kona beer that is available.
How many
in the
did
state
you
of
try?
Hawaii. Let me look. I don't actually have them listed, numbered out, but
did you have to get rolled out of there on a wheelbarrow or something?
No, because each of us had one flight, and then we were just trying each other's.
Oh, so there wasn't a lot of beers. It's just a flight.
Right.
So it's not like
4 mini beers.
It's not like you go to, I don't know, a Minnesota brewery where it's like, we have 19,000 beers that we try.
Right. Yeah.
And
there wasn't that many.
Okay. There's
so
like
I
12 or 10.
I think there's 15. I don't know. I can't do quick head math, but if you really want to know, you can count them as I'm reading them.
Okay.
Should I read them from last to first place, or should I read them from first place to last place?
Tell me where Big Wave ranks, and then go from first or last to first.
Big Wave is number 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, start from the bottom then.
Okay. The Black Sand Porter, which actually this one is a really popular one, but neither Alyssa or I really like porters. So
let me just jump in here real quick.
Yeah.
As people who get beers or go to restaurants with me,
yep,
when I ask servers or bartenders, what do they like? And they respond with, blah, blah, blah is very popular. I get kind of pissed because it's like, I don't really give a shit what's popular. I'm asking what you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the reason I said it was popular, not because like I talked to a lot of people that enjoy drinking it, because a lot of the staff that worked at the brewery were wearing a Black Sand Porter shirt. So
they're trying to burn through them. They're like, no one's buying these shirts. Give them to the staff.
You're right. Maybe I'm misinterpreting. But,
okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay, Black Sand Porter. Okay. Next one, Duke's Blonde Ale. It was fine. It was like pretty standard.
Do they have cool stories with these, or is it like you didn't really investigate?
They're all named after different places in the state of Hawaii.
A different island.
Yeah.
Duke Island.
So like Black Sand Porter, there's like Black Sand
Island.
Beaches.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, Kua Bay IPA, obviously named after somewhere called Kua Bay.
So that was like, what was that? 13?
This is
14 or 11.
I'm gonna assume that there's 15, so that would be number 13.
Wow. And sorry, Minnesotans love IPAs. That's like a
True
thing. So
they have a lot of IPAs though.
Oh, Minnesotans or
Kona.
Okay,
Kona
gotcha.
does.
Keep going.
Okay, so number 12, Lava Man Red Ale. It was okay. It was fine.
That was better than the Black Sand Porter.
So the thing was, like, the top like 7 or 8 were all really good, and the bottom half was like they were good. They were fine. There just wasn't like anything remarkable about them.
I would describe that as like half the breweries that are popping up.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I'm gonna, for example, I kind of don't want to say it because it would like give, shed publicity with all our listeners.
Say it.
Chanhassen Brewing Company, nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you like overpriced beer, go there. I mean, I've said that from day one. I've been there, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's not bad, but I honestly, give me a lineup of beer, I'd be like, that's a commoner one. I don't know. Like, someone could have told me that they made that in a bathtub or like in their garage, and I'd be like, yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Not that, I don't know. I'm going on a tangent. I apologize.
It's all good.
But I feel as though the craft and micro beer scene is so saturated right now to where people, I'm going to speak from my own experience, I will either try something new and give it a yay or nay, or I will stick to my guns and know and like what is good. Summit EPA, that's ironclad. That's like a default.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting, and I'm kind of on like a weird Surly boycott still, but I know Furious is good.
You were on a Surly boycott before it was cool.
Is everyone else on that kick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Because they were like,
right
they
on.
shut down when they, like the staff said they
that's
were
not
going to
even the reason why I boycott them either. But
that's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying.
that's why I'm like, so am I like the original hipster of boycotting Surly? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, how far down a hipster rabbit hole do you have to be to like dislike a microbrewer because they're too big? Because that's basically what.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I am. Am I like a walking?
You're like a meta hipster.
Oh,
You're like a hipster.
I don't even know what meta is, but yeah, it sounds like I am.
It's like if someone were to brew a hipster in a lab, you would be it.
Yeah, it's like God with that meme where it's like God making me when like he like I'll sprinkle this and he like dumps the whole bag or something.
I thought
it's
you
like
were gonna
that.
do like Salt Bay.
Well, it's like God is like Salt Bay, right? He like does that. He's like, oh, just a sprinkle of that, but then he dumps the whole bag of. Would it be
hipster juice?
I don't know. See, I don't have a top knot though. I don't think that's hipster juice.
That's true.
I don't stink. Well, I do right now, but
you did
know
just
what I
come
mean?
from the gym.
I know, and I apologize. I'll get into my reasoning why I went straight from the gym. Well, right here instead of showering. But I want you to continue your list.
Okay.
Keep interrupting. I apologize. I'm going to shut up now.
No, okay. So I'm going to just fire through a bunch of them to get to the top few. Okay.
Hold on. Chris Stapleton. Far away.
I don't think I know that song. Maybe I just don't know it while you're singing it. Yeah, okay, maybe I do. Anyway, Lava Man Red Ale, number, 12. Hula Hefeweizen. I like Hefeweizens. This one was not that great. Castaway IPA. That one's pretty, I think you can get it in the States pretty easily. It's fine.
Yeah, Hawaii's a state still, right?
I meant like the landlocked states.
Mainland.
The mainland, yeah.
You have to say that. Mainland.
Mainland.
Okay, sorry.
Blonde Stout Nitro. I like stouts okay. I like nitros. I like blondes.
Me too.
Purple Grain Amber Ale. The guy
Oh.
like on our tour, they told us that their like head brewer was a giant Prince fan and
Oh,
brewed
cool.
like mixed this one up the day Prince died, so they called it Purple Grain.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good name. And I mean, maybe that's why half the Minnesotans went there.
That's true. That one was. This is where we're starting to get to. They were pretty good, but like they get better. Lemongrass Luau Blonde Ale, very good.
Oh.
Mai Time Wheat Ale, tastes like a Mai Tai, delicious. I like wheat ale.
Was it really sweet? Because when I think of a wheat ale, I think of almost like a grain belt.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Okay.
Like I would compare it more to like the fruity, like wheat beers that Tin Whiskers has.
Okay.
It was like
Cool.
that. Longboard Lager, that one is also like readily available on the mainland.
I was gonna say, I think I've had a sampler pack of Kona, and I've had the
Longboard is
the
in there.
Castaway IPA, the
Yep.
Longboard, and
And
one you just mentioned.
Big Wave, yeah, for sure.
Well,
Those are
Big Wave.
usually the three that are in
The other
there.
one. There's a
Oh,
four.
Longboard. What was it? What did I say? Castaway, Longboard, and Big Wave are probably the three that are always.
But what's the last one you just said?
Longboard.
Oh, it was Longboard? I
Yeah.
thought it was something else. Okay.
Kona Light Mango Blonde Ale, very good. Like little nice hint of mango.
Hint, not overpowering. It's not
No, definitely
slapping
not
you-
overpowering.
Not punching in the teeth.
Nope. Then we're up to number 3, Big Wave Golden Ale.
Did
Delicious.
it taste better in Hawaii? I'm just curious because I feel like I would be like, God damn it, it's a big wave right here.
So I would say it didn't taste any different. Obviously they're like, because Kona is so big, they brew beer in Hawaii, but most of the beer you get on the mainland is brewed here.
Right. It's like the contract brewer. Did
Yeah.
Kona get absorbed by like an Anheuser-Busch or something?
Yeah, so they got bought by Anheuser-Busch, and they just recently bought themselves back because they didn't think Anheuser-Busch was letting them experiment enough. This is what we were told on our tour. But they still have an agreement with Anheuser-Busch to
Contract
for
brewership.
them to brew their beer here and distribute it here. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, so Big Wave, really good. That's probably like, if I go to a bar, they have Big Wave on tap, that's the beer I'm getting because I like it so much. So this one, then this number 2, I was very surprised by. It was one of the last ones I tried, and I loved it. Coco Brown Ale. I'm not usually a darker beer fan. They call it Coco. It's spelled K-O-K-O, but it's Coco because it's got coconut in it. And it is so good. It's so smooth. It tastes like a delicious coconut. I don't know. It was amazing.
So it's a brown ale.
It's a brown ale, yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Did it hit like a Newcastle?
No,
Oh.
it's so smooth.
No, I mean like, I guess I don't want to say it tastes like a Newcastle, but it's like Newcastle features. Like, that's when I think of a brown ale, I think of
That's what it
Newcastle.
looked like.
It looked like that,
Yeah.
but it didn't hit like that.
It was yeah, I've never had a beer that tasted like that before. It was
Would you
really
say it
good.
changed your life?
No, I wouldn't say it changed
Oh,
my life.
so it wasn't that
But it
good.
was like a sweet, soft, supple coconut.
African American woman. Oh.
No. And then number 1, I told Alyssa after having it there, I'd had it once before from a bottle at my friend Brad's house. His dad had some Hanalei IPA.
What kind of
It's-
IPA was it? Was it like
It's
an IPA?
Let
or
me
was it...
let me look it up. Because I'm like 90% sure you can get it on the mainland. I want to see what they say about it though. But it's like a fruity IPA. It's not super hoppy, so I don't think people that are like turned away from IPAs that are super hoppy, I think they would still like this because like Alyssa doesn't really like super hoppy beers, but yeah, you can get a 6-pack at Total Wine for $8.99 in 12-ounce
Gongas.
bottles.
Gongas, that's Hawaiian for a bargain.
All right, Beer Advocate. What do they say about this? It's an 81 out of 100.
81?
I'm assuming. According to this, it's ranked number 27,549 on Beer Advocate. Average rating 3.59. that's just baloney. This easy drinking island-inspired IPA is Kona Brewing's homage to Kauai, the most beautiful place on earth. Passion fruit, orange, and guava balance the subtle bitterness of aromatic Azacca and Galaxy hops to deliver a coppery, laid-back, session-style ale with tropical color flavors. I think that was a perfect way to say it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Probably my favorite beer of all time.
Is Belinda's list the same as yours, or
So
was she like, no, the porter wins?
No, she's like even less of a fan of darker beers than me. So she did not like the Coco. And what was the other one that I had kind of in the middle? That was she didn't like the Blonde Stout Nitro or the Lava Man Red Ale either.
She don't like redheads or blondes.
But pretty much everything else we agreed on.
Wait, is she a redhead?
No, she's blonde.
She's strawberry blonde. Is she blonde? No,
Yeah.
she's like a strawberry blonde, right?
No, she's blonde.
Are you sure?
Yep. I'm pretty sure.
I was kind of hoping you'd pause and be like, you know what? I really don't know.
No, she's definitely blonde. Okay, so the last thing that I noticed I was like, I couldn't believe, and I think this is gonna really confuse you, or maybe even, dare I say, upset you. On Oahu,
Second largest island.
Possibly the second largest, the most populated island, they have major highways, which you would expect in a metropolitan area. They call their highways interstates. They're not traveling between states. That highway is not coming back to the mainland, but they call them interstate. There's like Interstate H1 is the main highway.
I would allow inner island.
But it's not inner island. You can't drive between the islands.
That's okay. I would still accept inner island, even if they weren't between islands, over interstate, because like you said, it doesn't upset me. It kind of makes me think like they're kind of dumb. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying Hawaiians are dumb. I'm just saying like it doesn't make sense. Just call it a highway then, right?
Yeah, I
mean I'm not trying to be right. I'm not trying to insult. I'm just trying to understand. Or I'm not even trying to understand. I am trying to understand. I always seek to understand. I want to understand why they call it interstate. Did you ask local? And
I did not.
Hey, no. Mahalo. Why do you call it inner?
That sounds like a start to a joke. Mahalo. Why do Hawaiians call highways interstates? Get to the other side. No, I did not ask anybody. Actually, the first time that I saw or heard them called an interstate, it was on Apple Maps, and I was like, "Oh,
that's why."
I was like, "Apple Maps just screwed that one up. They're just assuming every major highway in the U.S. is an interstate." But then on the actual road sign, it says Interstate H1.
So, what I just gathered out of that is you use Apple Maps over Google Maps.
I have started since I got an iPhone. I've started using Apple Maps because I'm trying not to give Google as much of my data. Don't really like that Google keeps track of every place that I've been.
You can turn that off.
You can, but they still are collecting it. They're just not showing it to you.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, Apple does the same damn thing.
They do not.
That's what they tell you.
No, that's why Apple Maps is shittier, because they don't collect all your data.
Oh. So you admit it's shittier.
Yeah, it is shittier, but you're right. It's a sacrifice I had to make.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
One thing Apple Maps does that Google Maps does not, that I really like, is if you turn on the lady's voice, she'll tell you, like, at the next stoplight, turn left, or in 3 stoplights, turn right. So, like, you can count. You can, like, look ahead and be like, oh, it's right there. I can see the 3rd stoplight. It's kind of cool.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yep.
Sick. All right.
So those were, like, my, the 4 things that I wrote down that I wanted to tell you about. But
what about the other thing?
So, okay. So I also wrote
Cue
down...
Hamhorn.
I wrote down 4 things that we did that
I
think that... Or actually, really, it's 3 things that we did. Plus another thing we saw that I thought was amazing. I'll start with that one. So the last morning that we were there, we got up and we went to a breakfast place and got Kona coffee. By the way, if you ever go to Hawaii, you gotta go to Kona, and because it's like the best coffee I've ever
So
had.
you went to a brewery for coffee.
We actually went to a coffee farm, but that's not like what I was gonna not what I was gonna share. Anyway, this is a tangent of my story, but we were sitting at breakfast in like a little covered area. It's all like open, outdoor, whatever. It's like a deck basically, but it's covered. And watching out over the ocean, and in Kona every morning, for some reason, there's like tons of people that go for a swim in the ocean, and they like swim out into the ocean and like go around a bunch of buoys and come back. And where we were sitting, we could see the last buoy. And they have like spotter boats and people out in kayaks and stuff.
Okay.
And there's one guy swimming out on his own. And I'm like, there's a bunch of dolphins right over there. Like you could see them just kind of popping out of the water. There's like at least five or six.
Damn.
And like a couple of the kayakers came over and like stopped the guy that was swimming on his own. And was like, hey, there's a bunch of dolphins. Hold up a minute. Because like you're not allowed to approach them.
Because they'll attack you.
No, just because like you can't. Like
they're endangered.
No, they're not endangered. But like if you touch an animal that lives in the ocean,
it changes
then you like they have this mucus membrane on them, and you remove part of the mucus membrane that is there to protect them from bacteria, and also you're giving them foreign bacteria from yourself. So it's dangerous.
So it's to prevent dolphins from getting COVID.
It's really
getting. At.
It's really any sea animal.
Okay, that's pretty dope though. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
they touch a lot of animals.
This guy's like just stopped out there wading water. It's got to be like probably, I don't know, 30 feet deep right there. So he's not like touching the floor or touching the
unless he's 30 feet
ocean
tall.
Floor. unless he's 30 feet tall. And like, so they're like watching the dolphins go down, and you can't see them because they're under the water. And then like they'll pop up over here, and then they'll pop up over here. And they're kind of just staying in this little area. So this guy's sitting here wading water for like 15 minutes probably. And then I see him pop up like 10 feet from him. And I'm like, oh, listen, look at that. They're like right next to him. And then they literally like all like 5 or 6 of them, whatever, just like slowly just arcing over the water. They go right past him. Like literally, I think they surrounded him as he's sitting there wading water.
Dang.
I was like, that was so cool. I'm like, that's the first time in my life I've ever wished I was a swimmer, because I would want to experience that.
Hold on. Let's back up. Mucus membrane.
Yeah.
How come you can like swim with the dolphins in Mexico and they can touch you? They can touch you, but you can't touch them. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So they can touch you. And actually, Alyssa and I we were on another thing. We were in the ocean, and we got touched by an animal, and it was insane.
What animal?
I'll tell that story next. Okay, so
sea urchin.
We were at a brewery.
Imagine that.
And this like local yokel that was like, I don't know what you call him in Hawaii, but like basically an expat that was like I think he was from Wisconsin, and he was like talking to Alyssa, and he was like, you guys got to go snorkel with the manta rays. So there's this bay in Kona. I think it's in Kona. Yeah, in Kona, where this hotel shines like for 70 years or whatever. They've been shining these giant spotlights into the ocean at night.
Okay.
And after they started doing it, these manta rays started showing up at night, because manta rays are like the stingrays that are huge. Like we saw one that was 16 feet wide.
Do they have big stingers?
They don't have a stinger. They have like the tail, but they can't sting you.
Okay.
And they eat plankton. So like these spotlights, the manta rays figured out that these spotlights attracted plankton. So they would show up at night to like eat the plankton that the spotlights are attracting.
Nice.
So then it turned into like a thing. So for 70 years, this has been like a thing. You can go, they give you like basically like a surfboard with spotlights in the surfboard shining down, and you hold onto it, and the manta rays will like swim underneath you, do like a backflip, and swoop up and scoop all the plankton that are underneath it. So Alyssa and I had a 16-foot manta ray, like as it's like swimming through the water, like hit us with its little flipper thing.
Dang, what's this wall to that wall?
10 feet.
16 feet was more than that? Holy crap.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Yeah. So you guys
It
did
was
do it.
huge. Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Wow.
It was insane. That was probably the coolest thing we did while we were there.
Really?
Yeah.
The coolest thing?
Well, okay. so we before I get to that story.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We did a whale watching tour. I think I told you we were going to do that. And we saw like a brandy new baby whale. The guide estimated it was 2 days old. It was like a humpback whale, brand new, with its mom. Yeah. Sorry,
I was going to ask, are these guides like, this is what their job is, so they always try to make it more exciting for mainlanders, where like, you know, if you're going like sword fishing, they actually like hook a dead one on the end of your hook, and they're like, oh, look, you caught something. Like,
no,
kind of like that,
like,
like just lying.
I think you can kind of
you don't
tell.
know any better?
Our guy said he'd been doing it for 16 years, and that was the youngest whale he'd ever seen. And you can kind of tell when they're like being like, look at that, 600 yards away, I think I just saw its blowhole, right? But no, he was like legitimately psyched. He's like, this is so sick.
So he's one of the nerd whale people.
He had this like microphone. It's like a whale microphone. You literally just like throw it in the water and let it sink down a bit, and you could like hear the whales like singing, you know, where they do like the...
You mean talking?
Well, yeah, but they're like making beautiful sounds. Like if you were to talk in sing-song voice. I imagine that's what they're doing.
Like,
but
the hills are like...
No, but you're actually singing. But like, if you were to sing everything you're saying right now.
Oh.
That's what I'm imagining that they're talking. They sound like...
So you say my voice is that pretty?
I think it is, yeah. I would say so.
That's pretty dope, though. I mean,
yeah, it was very cool. And we, like, on that same thing, we went snorkeling and, like, we were, like, swimming around with sea turtles. It was kind of cool.
You touch one?
No, because they were pretty far away. Like, the sea turtles we saw were far enough. Like we were snorkeling probably in 30 feet of water, but it's very clear, so you can see all the way to the bottom.
Are you going to get a cool travel tattoo now that you've been, like...
No.
Exposed to the culture of...
No, but I would definitely go back. I always, like... When people like go and visit the same place over and over, I'm like, why? I would 100% go back to Hawaii because...
Would you live there?
I don't know. If I was rich, I'd probably live there.
What if you were poor? Or what if you were not?
Like if I
just
was
normal.
Well, it's like it's an expensive place. Like gas there was like $4.78.
What was that?
Gas. Gas. Gas was like $4.78 a gallon.
That's what it is here as of
this was
March 1st.
This was like
in Minnesota.
3 weeks ago. Way before there was like war in Ukraine.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
Island. Where do they get their fresh water? Like drinking water? Do they have like cool machines that like turn salt water into like, you know?
Well, they have fresh water like from streams and stuff.
But I mean, I don't know. I just imagine like little dinky islands.
I'm sure they're pretty big. Like,
okay.
Like Oahu, if you drive around basically like the entire coast, it probably would take you 4 or 5 hours.
That's not really big.
Yeah, but it's big enough to like have a water treatment plant on.
So they do have a water treatment plant.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, because you can't just drink water from the stream and put it in tap water.
I don't know how it works.
But actually, apparently there was like a problem with the water in Honolulu while we were there, but we didn't know that. And Alyssa's mom told her that. I'm like, oh, we've been drinking the tap water for like 3 days, but yeah.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, it was a memory loss. Water.
You could Google it. I don't know. There was just like it was like something with the Pearl Harbor Bay with the water around there. But
did you do Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, when we were there, they had all the drinking fountains closed, so that must have been why.
No, I mean, did you? So you did Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. So you like they take you out on a boat.
Oh.
And like there's a thing they have set up like where you can walk around over where the USS Arizona sunk. Mm. And there's like parts of it that are like sticking out of the water.
They still have oil looking stuff. I heard there's still that going around.
I did not like I saw the little like kind of shimmery, where
Yeah.
like you see oil, it's like kind of shiny. There's like a bubble of it on the top of the water in the bay, and it was probably like maybe the size of this coffee table. And I'm like, that can't be oil leaking from the ship. But then the guy was like, yeah, it still loses like 3 quarts a day or something like that.
Jeez.
And then we could like smell it. You can smell the oil.
I was gonna say, do they have like any containment so it doesn't like go out into like?
No, because it's like, I mean, it's connected to the ocean. There's not really anything they can do.
Oh, that's what I meant. Like, could they like put like buoys or some weird like chemical or I don't know, like to? I just don't know. That's why.
He said on that day, like December 7th, whatever, 1940, 2041?
1920.
I think it was 1941. Anyway, there was 3 inches of oil on the surface of that like bay. Crazy.
Ugh. That's wild.
So let's see what else I got.
Yeah, what else you got?
Manta rays, baby whale. So like the second day we were there, we did a hike called Crouching Lion on Oahu.
Hidden butterfly. Oh,
It was like the views were incredible. And Alyssa and I got engaged.
to be married?
That's correct.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How'd you do it? Do you say anything cool, or you just like say, "Hey, what's that?" and then drop on one knee and say like, "Hey."
So
Or you don't have to
here's
tell
what
me
I
if
did.
it's personal.
No, I can say. So I hired a photographer
No.
that we met at the top.
Did she know that?
She did not know.
But you were like,
Yeah, we
Wink,
literally
wink.
like made eye
you had a
contact.
code word like,
No.
"Wow, it's a great day."
So the day before, like he sent me a picture of himself, and I took a selfie of me and Alyssa and sent it to him. So like
Was
I
Alyssa
knew
at
what he
least
looked
like,
like.
who are you sending that to?
No, because I was like doing it on the DL.
So you took a
But-
picture without her consent.
Well, obviously she knew, like I took a picture. She just didn't know I sent it to him.
Oh.
She did think it was weird that I was like taking a selfie though.
Because you never take selfies, right?
No,
So
Yeah.
So what'd she say? Who you sending that to?
no, she just
Oh,
like no,
Dad.
she didn't question it at all.
Liar.
I mean, maybe she questioned it to herself, but she didn't say anything to me.
Couldn't you have taken a picture like of you two like at a wedding or something and not taking a selfie and make it like
I coulda,
but you were just like, I wanted her to know, but like I want to leave a trail of breadcrumbs. So then it's like a Ocean's 11. Oh, you haven't seen that movie.
I haven't. No.
Oh god. It's like an Ocean's 11 where like it's all in front of you, but you don't see it until the end and they reveal it. You wanted to do that to her. You were like, "Hey, I'm doing all these things that are weird, but you don't really register until you say yes."
She would tell you that was 100% the case, because
Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
so I made eye contact with this guy. He kind of gave me one of these like little head nods, and I'm like so the plan was we get up to the first like lookout area,
Yeah.
and then
Of what was it? Hidden Tiger.
Crouching Lion.
Yep.
And then you can hike up farther, and there's a one even higher up. And so I was supposed to start the hike at 10. And
By yourself.
No, like
She was-
we
Belinda
were
was gonna
supposed to
meet you.
we
Oh.
were supposed to get there at 10, right? That's like
Okay.
so we had to have a time, right? So he would know when to be there. Anyway. That morning I'm like, well, we got up early because like Hawaii time is 4 hours behind us. So it's like I was always like we got up at like 6 o'clock every day just because
Early birds.
yeah. And so like we got up, I'm like take a shower, which she thought was weird. I took a shower before we went for a hike. I shaved. And like
Also weird before a hike.
I brought like so what I told her the plan is we were going to go for this hike because it was on like kind of the other side of the island, and then drive up to the North Shore and hang out there, which is what we ended up doing. But I'm like, I don't know what we're going to end up doing. So I brought like a change of clothes for her because I knew we were going to have a photographer, right? So she would have other clothes to wear. And
Okay.
like for pictures.
Oh, gotcha. I
Yeah.
was like,
I
I follow.
So that morning, I took a shower or whatever. And then I'm like, let's go get coffee because there's like this little Kona coffee shop right next to where we were staying, our hotel. And this is the first time we had been to that little coffee shop, but it's like a little bakery too. And there was a long line, like a really long line. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, for us to leave and get to the other side of the island, we still have, like, we're going to get there with plenty of time, because I'm like, as long as we leave, like, within the next hour, like 45 minutes, we'll be fine.
You were wrong.
We're waiting in line, and it's barely moving, and I just keep looking at my watch, and I start like stressing out, right?
Sweating.
Yeah, and I can't be like, I was trying to make it so she didn't know it was coming, right? So I can't, like, there's no way for me to explain to her that we need to leave to start this hike exactly at 10 o'clock, right? So I'm trying to play it cool as best as I can. And we get, like, we're basically at the front of the line. And I'm like, we need to leave now if we're going to get there by 10 o'clock, right? And so finally, we're, like, about to order our food. I'm like, let's order
to go.
And then I'll go get the car and I'll come back and pick you up. And she's like, okay, fine. And she didn't really question it. But she
kind of did.
She was like, why the fuck are you being so weird right now? Right? But I can't be like, we're at the front of the line. I can't be like, we need to leave, right? We just waited in line for 45 minutes.
Well, I mean, you shaved and showered before a hike. So she's probably like, just another day.
Yeah. And so she, like, we do that. We get the food. We leave. And I'm like, I get my coffee. And I'm like, chug it.
Oh.
And we're driving. And
then
I'm still like freaking out, right? Because we're like running late. And I texted the guy. I'm like, hey, we're running 10 minutes late. And he's like, that's fine, but I need to leave like right at noon because I have another shoot. And I'm like, okay, don't worry, we'll be there. So we get there. We park. I text him. We're like 10 minutes late, whatever. So we start hiking. And it's basically like the hike is almost like straight vertical. At parts where you have to like have your hands in the like on the ground, like on rocks, helping yourself climb. And I was just flying because I'm like, we're late, right? And
oh my god!
So like I keep turning around and I'm like waiting for
hurry up, woman,
like, trying to be patient and not like be so weird about it, whatever. And as we're going up, there's like a couple coming down. And I'm like, do the classic, how was it? And she's like, yeah, it's amazing. So you'll get up to the first lookout and then keep going because there's a lookout even farther that's even better. And I was like, yes, I'm so glad she said that because like Alyssa's dying back here. And like we obviously have to keep going to the higher one because that's where the guy was going to take pictures and stuff. So we get up to the first one, take a break. The guy's like, oh yeah, you should go up farther. There's one even farther up. I'm like, oh, where is it? He's like, oh, it's just right up here. You just go down this path, whatever. And so we're walking, and I look up and I can see him like peeking through the bushes, taking pictures and stuff. It was pretty funny. I thought for sure Alyssa had seen him.
She didn't?
No, she didn't see him, she said. So then we get up to the tippy top. I'm like, hey, can you take a picture of us? And
the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I like give him my phone. This was like choreographed. So I gave him my phone, and I had the ring box in my backpack, and I was wearing my sunglasses. I'm like, oh, cool. This is perfect. I'll just be like, oh wait, let me take my sunglasses off and like put them in my backpack, get the ring box out and put it in my pocket. Except I was so freaking, I was stressed out because we were running late.
The coffee hit you real hard.
The coffee did hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
And like,
going to bush? Oh.
Obviously I knew it was coming. And so I didn't say anything. I just I'm like, give him my phone and then like go start fumbling in my backpack. And I'm like, oh shit, Alyssa's going to see me like pull this ring box out.
What's that?
So I like thought about doing that, but I didn't. And finally it like took me way too long to take my sunglasses off, put them in my backpack and get the box out and sneak it in my back pocket. But yeah, so he takes pictures with my phone, hands me my phone back. I walk back out, yada, yada, yada. She said, yes, he's taking pictures. There's a couple other people there like, woo, clapping. And
wait, hold. I feel like you skipped a bunch. So you got it out of the bag.
Yep.
She's like, I see that.
No, she didn't see it. So I like snuck it into my back pocket.
And
Then we
did you
took the
just
picture.
were you like mahalo, Belinda?
No.
Okay, you said something.
I said some stuff. Told her she was cool. Asked if she wanted to hang out for like the rest of ever. And
Nice.
then
And
she said yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it was cool. So then
You're not wearing your engagement ring.
yeah, I don't have one.
Why not?
There's no such thing.
It's 2022, bro.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay, my buddy, in case he's listening, he told me that, you know, like he's trying to start a trend of an engagement watch, like for him to wear. And I was like, that's cool, but no one would know that you're engaged.
Right, yeah.
It's
A lot
just
of people
watch.
just wear watches.
So anyway,
That's funny.
so yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, good times. Amazing hike. Honestly, like it was probably we did a bunch of hikes while we were there. That was easily the best one.
Because she said yes.
Not even.
Oh.
It's just like it's gorgeous. But I was like, obviously we have pictures, and I was on a Zoom call with my mom's family the other day, and so I like showed them one of the pictures that the photographer took, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even really get a chance to enjoy it. Like even like after we got done taking pictures and stuff, the photographer left, and then we hiked up the like." It's kind of insane. There's like 4 different spots where there's like crosses set up where people fell off because it's so like,
Oh my
it's so
gosh.
steep. Yeah, but you can climb up onto the very like tippy top of this rock. Like when we got up to the first landing, I'm like, holy shit! There's people up on that rock. How did they even get up there? So we actually went up there after the photographer left, and it's amazing. Like you get this awesome view of this bay. And then out over the ocean, and then on this side, it's like to the right, the ocean comes up to this beach, and then there's like this little town, and you can see all the way down the highway and like up into the mountains. It's amazing,
Dang.
incredible view. So yeah, but I didn't even really get a chance to enjoy it because I was just like so freaked out about everything.
I was gonna say, so hold on. So you had a little photo shoot with the photographer, like,
Yep.
So it's like he captured the moment, but then you guys also said, "Okay, put on this button up and look nice, Tim."
Yeah, I wore a button up the whole time. I had this all planned out.
Damn.
So I bought like 8 Hawaiian shirts. So I had
hell
an
yeah,
so I
brother!
had-
In Hawaii,
No, like,
Okay,
before we
well.
left. So I had an excuse to wear one every day.
that's as if
Because-
you need one.
Like she'd be like, "Why are you wearing a nice shirt on a hike?" But I was like, I gotta wear one every day.
Dude, Hawaiian shirts. There's
So I was
Every
wearing
occasion.
I was wearing a sweet one with sharks on it.
nice.
While we were waiting in line for coffee, I didn't hear it, but Alyssa said like there was a couple behind us where the girl was like, "Hey, shark shirt! Look at that shark shirt! That's a sweet shark shirt." To her boyfriend or whatever. That's funny.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Hawaiian shirt is like a universal. You can wear it in every occasion, like
Yeah.
a funeral, wedding,
And like
birthday.
it was 80.
Easter.
It was like
Oh.
80 degrees every day. They
Beautiful.
breathe so good. It's like very comfortable, more comfortable than a t-shirt actually.
I've been saying this for years, just like I've been on the Surly boycott before it was cool.
I'm on the bandwagon.
Hawaiian shirts are life. LYFE.
I agree.
Like if I ever, yeah, I mean Hawaiian shirts are always in style. Who's texted me?
So the other thing I wrote down as we were talking earlier, after our hike, we left. We drove up the North Shore, elated. We like stop at this little like, at this point it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. We haven't eaten all day besides our little like breakfast from the coffee shop, and we stop at this little like roadside
Diner.
No, like marketplace.
Oh.
They got like some food trucks and stuff, like fruit stands.
Sounds like a
whatever.
7-Eleven.
No, it's like kind of in the middle of nowhere, and they just have this like marketplace, whatever, on the side of the road. And we're walking around. We're like, "Oh, you want tacos?" I don't know. There's this one that says 80 chicken sandwiches. That's the name of the food truck.
Okay.
I'm like, I could go for a chicken sandwich right now.
But could you go for 80 of them?
And it's like this dude is like doesn't want you to approach the truck. He'll just look out the window. He's the only one working in it, and he'll say, how many do you want? How many chicken sandwiches you want? And we're like, 2. He's like, okay. And then he goes back in the truck and he's working on it. Then he'll come back out. You want spicy or not spicy? So I got a spicy one, obviously. Alyssa got a regular one.
Obviously.
Comes with chicken sandwich, French fries. That's all you get. And, well, he gave you either a choice of water or Lilikoi, which is like passion fruit juice.
Oh.
So we got Lilikoi when in Rome. And then he's like, blue cheese or ranch? We're like, 1 blue cheese, 1 ranch. He's like, okay. Hands us our food. We walk away. This chicken sandwich is the size of my head. Yeah. So like the bun is like a normal large bun.
Okay.
The chicken sandwich was twice as long as the bun. I have a picture of it. I'll show you.
Yeah, please do. Put picture in the comments below.
Yeah, maybe I'll put some pictures maybe while I was talking about our hike.
Yeah. On the gram.
I could put it in the video. Is that acceptable?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Maybe I'll put some on the gram too. We haven't even like posted anything really.
Me or you? Are you just texting
I'm
up a
I'm
story?
vibing, you're vibing. Who knows?
Some are vibing the size of her head. Okay.
It was the best chicken sandwich I've had in my entire life.
Gasp.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Okay. Here's a weird thing for me. Not to hijack your story, but
Hit me.
I feel as though whenever I am in the Southwest, like chicken sandwiches are just like, it's like a huge craving. When I was in Phoenix, Las Vegas, I just get these huge, like, crispy chicken sandwich vibes where I'm just like when I was in Phoenix, every place I went, I was like, God damn, I kind of feel like a chicken sandwich, even though I just had one. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, if someone knows how to do a crispy chicken sandwich right,
and
it's I mean,
the chicken was amazing. The chicken was amazing. The hot sauce was better. It was like homemade hot sauce. He called it North Shore hot sauce because he's like, people always ask, is it like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich? No, he's like, it's a North Shore hot chicken sandwich.
So what was it, like vinegar based?
Yeah, vinegar based.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
What made it? Was it like what kind of spice did you?
It was kind of like buffalo-y.
Okay.
But I don't know. Man. I never had something that tasted just like that before.
So can you buy it online? As dumb as that sounds.
I don't think so. So his deal, 80 chicken sandwiches. Every Saturday and Sunday, he makes 80 chicken sandwiches. He has buns for 80 sandwiches, chicken breasts for 80
when he sells
sandwiches.
them out, he's done for the day?
That day, he said it was the fastest he's ever sold out. It was 1 hour and 13 minutes. So if you're ever in Oahu, you're driving up the North Shore on a Saturday or Sunday, get yourself an 80 chicken sandwich.
Is it like a food truck or is it
it's
like
a food truck?
Okay. Because when you initially described it, I don't know, in my head I just thought of like
there's a whole bunch of little food trucks and little shops in this little marketplace area.
Okay. Good to know. 80 chicken sandwiches.
Yep.
What a name.
Isn't that
I
hilarious?
love it.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. All right. Well, congrats on the engagement.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I didn't know. I wonder how much convincing it took for Belinda's.
Yeah, not much.
Well, I mean, I just recall when we went to go see Corey Wong. Thank you for bringing me. You know, Belinda was just like, she was checking out the ring the whole night. She was like doing the whole like like one ring to rule them all kind of thing. Like
fiddling with it.
Yeah, she was like a golem going on with it. Like just like not even paying attention to Corey Wong.
Well, she's short enough. We were kind of like far in the back too. We couldn't really see.
I did. Okay, I was trying to. I kind of felt bad because I thought, oh, maybe she can't see. But then I like kind of like went next to you and to get her.
Yeah, I did that
perspective,
too,
and I was like, yeah, she found
the gap.
The gap. Like I was like, wow, it must be a short person like perk or ability.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We're going to another concert on Friday. Krungbin, you know Krungbin? I probably played them for you. They're mostly instrumental, but kind of like
at First Ave again.
No, this one's at the Palace.
Oh, in San Polo.
Yes.
I like that venue.
I really like it. It's one of my faves. Probably of the venues in the Twin Cities, First Avenue, number 1. Palace Theater #2.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't mind the Varsity Theater.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah,
that was pretty
cool.
I in hindsight, I wish you would have dragged me to St. Paul and the Broken Bones when you went to the Palace.
Yeah. I think
Like
they're
kick
coming
and
back
scream.
this year, aren't they?
You're asking me as if I know.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
Are they? I don't know.
think so.
Hell yeah, I'll go to that.
All right.
All right. Well, if you know anyone who wants to go see Dua Lipa, let me know. So,
Roger that.
Tuesday, March 8th.
Is that right? March 8th? That's right. And 1 week from today, huh?
Yeah, so I guess they'll have like a day to
Yeah,
make a
true.
decision.
True.
But all right, well, congrats, Tim, and
Thank you.
let us know if you think Matt Stafford is a scumbag or the GOAT.
Can't it be both?
Yeah, I guess he could be the GOAT of scumbag. I don't know.
Peace out.
Peace out. Bye.
Shaka, bro.